Hi, my name is Christina. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be just sharing my under eye tips and tricks, I guess. I have it's hard to see in this lighting, but I actually have very puffy under eyes. Typically, it's very noticeable with makeup. So this is something that I've always struggled with, and I have found over the years there are certain things that really help this, or at least mask it, and I want to share that with you while I'm doing my makeup real quick today. So I'm hoping for anybody that has similar issues as me that you can take some of these tips and tricks and they can help you in your everyday makeup routine too. With that being said, let's get started. So I have found a few things. One, have very dry skin. So putting anything moisturizing under here is going to really help. I never used to realize how much a moisturizing component can really help. So typically, I already have some of my moisturizer on, but I'm going to put a little bit more under the eye area. This here is the Replenish Plus Skin Juvenation. It's a level 3 intensity, it's the gold one. I received this as a product for an advertisement and I actually have fallen in love with this. It's like a whipped consistency, which I really like. It's also all natural ingredients. Here you can see it actually begins to melt into like a nice facial oil. But this is the most moisturizing product that I own, and it's really helpful, especially under the eye. I already have some moisturizer on, but it just soaked up in my skin, so you only need a little bit, and a little goes a long way with this. Another thing I'm going to be using, I can't tell if I see results, and I don't even have a full one. I have the sample Nourishing Monet Eye Cream, Eye Smooth. I only need a little bit, so I've gotten a lot of use out of this sample. But I use this on days that I have really bad puffy eyes, I feel like. And I just literally put the smallest amount under my eyes. I don't really know if it does anything for my under eyes. I can't quite tell. But for the sake of this, an eye cream, if you want to use one, I hear that eye creams don't work. Eye creams haven't really done a drastic difference, but just for precaution, I'll use one. I use this Face and Body Sunscreen Lotion by Astivita. I actually also got this for a product review video, and I really do like this just because I have very sensitive skin. So this is a sunscreen. It doesn't smell like sunscreen at all. And usually sunscreen on my face makes my skin break out really bad or it starts burning. I have literally no problems with this, and it's Reef safe. So, and it's like $5 on Amazon, so I use that all the time. And it works really well underneath my makeup. I'm gonna use my lighter, L'Oreal Infallible. Here's another product I've been using. I also received this. This is the Flawless brush. And it actually does a really good job just blending out my makeup. So I'm going to blend it out with this, and then I'm going to go over everything with a beauty blender just to push it into my skin. So now that I have my foundation on, we're going to go in with concealer. And this is an important step. So let's talk about it. I'm going to be using two different concealers. I'm going to be using the Kosas one first. This one has a little bit more of a yellow undertone. I prefer yellow undertones for my skin, just because I actually have red undertones and I just don't like red undertones on my skin. But what I really like about this is that it's very moisturizing. I really don't use this all the time for a few reasons, but I'm going to use it for this video and I'll explain why. This Kosas, if you have on any kind of like mascara or eyeliner under your eyes, because it's so oily and moisturizing, it'll transfer down if your lashes are long enough into your under eye area. So I don't really like that. It's going to be a little bit of my darker concealer, and then this is going to be a little bit of my lighter. This is the, it's almost out. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. So let's start with this one. This is relatively full coverage. I honestly probably used too much. Okay, well, This is way too yellow for my under eyes, like way too yellow. But we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. So the trick, okay, because right now we're not focusing on combating darkness. Now, when I look up content on the internet about your under eye area, I see a lot of content that's pertaining to the darkness underneath your eye. But for me, my under eye is dark, and yeah, it can be remedied with a full coverage concealer. I'm focusing more on the way that the light shines with my actual puffy bags, okay? Once, a long time ago, I saw this woman. I have no idea who she is, but God bless you. She said take a lighter concealer and put it just in that crease. And that's where you want to leave it. That was the only content that I could ever find on anything that pertains to puffiness, because it is about how the light hits it, right? So if you're covering in that crease, then it's visually going to not be as noticeable. Now, you're not going to completely get rid of it, but I find that this helps. So I like to focus that lighter, brighter concealer. And really, realistically, I should use an even brighter concealer. I just don't have one. But using a two-tone concealer to mask that line is what's going to really make that difference. Now, like I said, it doesn't completely remedy it, but you can see, or you can see that when the light hits it, it's not as noticeable. Now, if I had an even lighter concealer, I think it would do a better job. But the more you know, right? Okay, this is so yellow. I'm just gonna put this concealer completely under my eye. So this is the under eye look. Now, let's talk. I don't set my face. I have very dry skin, but you shouldn't set your under eyes, or at least don't bake under your under eyes. And here's why. So when I, once upon a time, used a lot of mattifying products during a time where matte was cool and in, and I had no idea that I have very dry skin. I just thought I had oily skin like everybody else because it seemed like that was in. I always baked and used mattifying products, and my under eyes looked so bad. Like, so bad. And so I have over time come to realize that when I bake or if I put powder under my eyes, yes, I mean, I already have creasy eyes, so whether I bake or not, I don't really care. But it doesn't do anything. In fact, it just makes my under eyes more dry, which makes them more visually, you can see the lines, you can see the puffiness a lot more. So it doesn't do anything. If anything, it just hurts me. So try it even for one day, not setting your under eyes and seeing what happens. And the makeup itself will set itself in the sense that it's going to dry down. It's not going to stay as creamy as when you put it on your skin, but it will keep your skin so hydrated. So I don't set my under eyes. I don't set any part of my face. I only use powder products as a setting, but that's only to add color to my face and blush and things like that. So let's continue on with the makeup routine, and then there's a few more tricks I think you guys should know about. Okay, so there are a few things that I do. In terms of blush, I saw this video a while ago about even if you let a little bit of blush under your eye area, it gives a more youthful glow. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do it. So I'm not too precise on where I apply blush. I just kind of am like everywhere. Then any excess I'll kind of tap in my under eye area. In terms of eyeshadow and makeup, I don't really like to wear much eyeshadow if I'm doing a wing. Now, sometimes if I want to look more awake, I'll do a wing. So for this sake, I'm going to do one. I'm going to take some of that bronzer and just make it as like a base for my eye. I'm not doing any crazy colors or anything. I usually like to keep it pretty natural. Now, I know the fox eye trend is in. I kind of was already doing that beforehand, before it became a trend, just because of my under eye issue. So we want to do a wing that's very lifting, but that's not too heavy on my eye shape. I have slightly hooded eyes, so it's difficult sometimes to do eyeliner, but I want something that's definitely going to be lifting and not too heavy. I don't want my eyes to look any more droopy than they might already look because of my under eye area. So recently I've been going back to enjoying that more curved at the edge kind of wing. So that's what I did today. It's not perfect. Like, which side? Oh, this side. I don't put mascara on my bottom lashes. Now, hear me out. Don't click away. Um, I do this for a few reasons. One, I am saving mascara, right? But two, I think my bottom lashes having mascara on them draws more attention to my under eye area and really makes them look more droopy. I don't think it makes my eyes look more open. I can show you for your own purposes. I'll show you a comparison and hopefully you'll understand why I don't like that. So it's harder to probably see now too. Um, but I really like this side a lot more than I like this side. I also don't put any eyeshadow under my eye. I think it is counterproductive. The only time that I'll put a little bit under my eye is maybe like a little bit of bronzer to create natural shadows, but for the most part, I try to avoid that. So I'm gonna actually just finish my makeup and we'll finish this up. Oh, also, quick fun fact. Putting my hair, so leaving my hair down versus putting it in a high ponytail, which I've actually also done this for years too. Putting it in a high ponytail really stretches my face for my under eye to kind of be pulled back a little bit, kind of like a whoop. But remember that the long-term results can be that your face actually has too much stretch and then it'll be even more droopy when you put your hair down. You're pulling your hair so that your hairline is being pulled back like mine. So keep that in mind. Alright, so this is my final under eye makeup look. It is definitely a lot better than it used to be, and it's not 100% perfect, but I hope that some of these tips and tricks can be able to help you. I did set my face a little bit with the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist just to give my face a little bit more moisture. And I hope that these tips and tricks can help you in your everyday life. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe, and I love you.